Yet another case on Wall Street where the numbers look good, the guidance disappointed a bit, and a lot of that is around higher costs. What was your takeaway from Nike's quarter?
Yeah, so look, a lot of the caution expressed in the guidance was already priced in, and you can see the aftermarket price drop has not been significant. I don't expect the stock to be down more than a few percent this morning, because the caution was around China, which we've known for a couple months. It's been priced in elsewhere. This is the first time that Nike have reported on it because their last quarter was pre-lockdown. And the second caution was around North America. And again, that's not new news, right? We know there's more promotional activity coming across the sector. I think what was different, though, is that Nike in the past has just been so optimistic about North America. And their message has been, what recession? We don't see any pullback in demand. And there was a slight change in tone last night with a little bit more caution on we're monitoring the macro environment and trying to look for opportunities to maximize our potential, including a return to higher markdowns than what we've seen over the last year, which have been kind of abnormally low. So there's a little bit more caution on the tone for North America, but I do think that most of the impact of North America and certainly all of the impact of China are already priced into the stock.
Okay, I was going to ask you, too, are they going to be able to raise prices? Do they have any pricing power to counter some of these higher margin costs, Aneesha?
Yes, great question. So they have already done that. They started raising prices in Q3, which was early in the spring. Most of the price increases came through in the recent quarter, so kind of the March to May timeframe, and they haven't seen a pullback in demand. They were very clear about that in response to those price increases. They'll probably do a little bit more through the end of the year, but it is important to note that Nike is not doing double-digit price increases like many others in the sector. They are being more cautious. They've talked about low single-digit price increases because they don't need to use price as a lever to secure back margin. They're looking at it as a way to offset some of the product cost inflation that they've seen in their own cost base. But they're not looking at it as a way to offset a flagging demand environment.
Do they have any surprises up their sleeve, Aneesha? I was reading some of your own. I'm going to quote Aneesha Sherman that maybe there's some secret new product or products that Nike may be set to roll out, sort of environmental play kind of in a way. What do we know about this?
Yeah, so they did sort of preview and hint at a couple of things coming in the fall, the biggest of which was what they called kind of huge innovation in apparel materials. And they said it's not a knit, it's not a woven, it's made in a very sustainable way without using water, without using dyes, which is huge in this industry, to be able to produce an apparel product sustainably without using a lot of the kind of carbon footprint that most apparel requires. That's all they said, and they said they would be. We would see the first of it in September. But I think to me, it's a signal of Nike's continued lead in product innovation, and that they wanted to emphasize that despite everything happening in the macro environment, they're still number one on product innovation, and there's more coming, and they expect to maintain that lead.